What's going on, FG fam, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. I wanted to make this video because I've been getting a lot of questions about the roster that I used for this Miami Marlins franchise, which dropped yesterday. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you go check it out. It will be linked in the end screen of this video. It's a short video, so you should be able to make it through. I appreciate you guys. Drop a like on this video as well, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe for some more MLB the Show content and Madden when that drops later this year. But here you go. This is basically what you do at the beginning of every MLB the Show cycle when you want a roster. You just go in and you download it and you save it to your play. Oh, wait. Yeah. The vaults are actually broken to start this cycle of MLB the Show. On PlayStation 5, you cannot download anything. I don't know about PlayStation 4. It is probably the same. On my Xbox Series X, I can download the roster, but when I load the roster, it is the exact same roster as the base roster. So rosters is not going to work. So the only way that you can actually get all of the 2020 draft picks in the start of your franchise right now, unless you want to wait until MLB The Show fixes their roster vaults, which, by the way, here's a little thing. I have been asking them for 10 straight days, and it just hasn't been happening. So what I did was I went into the player vault, and you can search anybody that you may be looking for. In this case, let's go for first overall pick, Spencer Torkelson of the Detroit Tigers. So you look for Torkelson, you search, and look at this. 1 million people have made Spencer Torkelson. Well, not 1 million, but a whole lot of people have made Spencer Torkelson. So you can just go through whichever one to you looks the most like Spencer Torkelson. For me, it doesn't really matter all that much. Just go through, download Spencer Torkelson, save him to your console, which, by the way, I have a lot of people saved in here because I already did my roster, so I won't be doing a ton as far as saving things in this, but I'll tell you what you need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just save over one of these guys already, just because all of these guys are actually in my roster at the moment. So we'll save over Gavin Stone just to make a point here. Spencer Torkelson now saved in my machine. Now you back out of that, you go into roster control, and when you go into roster control, you can take a look here, and you can see this is the base roster that comes with the game. As you can see, no Keston Kjerstad on the Orioles, and so we're going to go over to the Detroit Tigers, and I'll show you how you can add Spencer Torkelson to your roster. So go over to third base, which is where Spencer Torkelson plays. You got to know where the guy's going to be playing. I'm going to remove J.J. Bush. Maybe you don't want to do that because he's a B potential. Maybe you want to remove one of the D potentials. It is going to remove whoever is in the roster, so be wary of that. You will pick import player, and you will pick Spencer Torkelson. Now, when you go over to third base for the Detroit Tigers, it will show you, there he is, Spencer Torkelson. Now, this person, whoever made him, has him up as a 78 overall with a potential. If you like that, that's fine. You can still edit him in a different section of the roster part here of MLB The Show, and I will let you guys know how to do that shortly. But there you go. You have Spencer Torkelson on the roster. He's a 78 overall. I don't particularly believe in that. I think in my roster he's like a 70 or a 71, something like that. We will also do here as a number 2 practice, we will go to the Phillies, and we will put in Mick Abel. Now, be careful when you're searching for some people, because if the computer can take it as a potential bad word, it will not show. So Mick Abel, I guess you can't put the K on the end of his name. Mick, too close to Dick, I guess. But there's Mick Abel, 59, 19-year-old A. Might be Mick Abel. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. My bad. But here's Mick Abel, potato, potato. He is now on the Phillies roster, and you can see I replaced some starting pitcher that was down there with pretty crappy potential. That's usually how I do it. You can do it however which way you want. This is the interface while you're still messing with rosters. If you are done with your roster and you're ready to go, you will press Save Custom Roster, choose a name, and just save it in there. I'm not going to do that because I've already done mine. Like I said, Edit Player. If you go into Edit Player, that is where you can edit anybody that you want to, kind of play around with the ratings a little bit if you want to. Roster Control, you can kind of move guys around and do all the stuff that you need to do as far as importing players and all that. So that's where you want to go initially. And that is how you will get all of these draft picks that I have along with my Miami Marlins series, like Heston Kjerstad, Asa Lacy. I did not make any of these guys. Every single one of these draft picks were downloaded from the player vault. So just type in their names and you will get them. If you need a bigger list of first round draft picks, just go to Wikipedia. I will kind of flash that page up on the screen here in the right hand corner so you can see kind of what it looks like. That will literally show you all of the first round draft picks that you are going to need to go ahead and download. Now, there are a few that are not on the roster vault, so maybe you want to make them yourself, and that's where that Edit Player feature is going to come in, because maybe you can edit one of the stinky prospects into the player that you need, and I kind of did that a couple of times. I believe I did that with the Mets to get Crow Armstrong in the outfield for them, who was their first-round draft pick this year. But I did leave about 3 first-round draft picks out of my roster. I'm not all that concerned about it. As long as the big guys like Spencer Torkelson and stuff like that are in it, I have been hounded to start this series, and I'm really excited to get it going, and I just didn't want to really wait any longer and keep you guys waiting, so that's why I did that. If you guys are looking for something, at least for now, and you're not really a content creator, you just want to make yourself a roster so that you can have some fun, this is a way that you can do it. See, you will get Max Meyer is in there, so he is on our Marlins team. There is a couple of other draft picks from the Marlins that I did add in, but they're not all that great anyway, so they're probably not even going to be ending up on our team when we're ready to play well and potentially compete for a World Series. Max Meyer may be there, but there are some other guys. I believe there was another pitcher down here. Yeah, Jake Eder is one of their draft picks, but I don't think Eder will really be on this team when we're actually ready to compete for a World Series. So I'm really not all that concerned about a lot of the second, third, fourth round draft picks. As long as we got Max Meyer, it's up to you what you guys want to do, but I have been getting questions on how I made my roster and how you guys can do the same if you're waiting around for San Diego Studios to get something done. So this is how you can do it. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. If this helped you at all, let me know in the comments section below, and make sure you take a look at the Marlins franchise if you haven't right here. Take care.